Samira Gutoc. If elected, what laws will you propose to encourage the women and youth to actively participate in the rebuilding of the Bangsamoro region?
Magandang hapon po, Maria. First is we have a pending plebiscite that has already passed the BOL in terms of the votes that said yes to a BOL, Bangsamoro Organic Law. So magkakaroon ng BTA at pinirmahan ni Presidente yung 80 membership ng BTA. Isa pong panawagan ko is give justice to the indigenous peoples in the BTA. Dapat po hindi majority Bangsamoro Muslims. Dapat po iba't ibang klaseng mga Bangsamoro and people who live in Bangsamoro should be represented, including young people, young women at that, at I advocate for young Muslim women to be part of a BTA, hindi lang po lalaki, hindi lang po matatanda at MNLF, kundi mga kabataang kababaihan. We believe in their capacity and their talent. They shouldn't be excluded. I want a BTA that's empowered and can speak up and speak and be a critical mass and critical member of a Bangsamoro transition because they will make administrative codes. Importante po ang BTA towards a formal government in 2022 when you elect a future parliament. You need young people to already accept that they can be part of governing, they can be part of deciding, they can be part of crafting administrative codes where a youth commission will be installed. They should be able to be part of political parties. Young people have a right to be heard. Decision-making is not just by the elders. Young people, women at that, indigenous peoples na mga lumad should feel that even if they're not lawyers, even if they're not legally with professions, dapat po kasama sila sa decision-making ng Bangsamoro. We want legislation to be incorporated to have lumads participant in the peace process. We want young women to be part and our women at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Samira. When you hear that first bell, you have 30 seconds
I have
after
30
that.
seconds.
Yeah. So in this follow-up is actually, I mean, you've talked about Marawi and how the rebuilding isn't really moving, and how that impacts not just our new Bangsamoro, but also radicalization. So ISIS, linked Islamic State fighters in the Philippines, took over Marawi for 5 months. What are you seeing? How can we prevent further radicalization, both in the physical world, where martial law is trying to prevent it, but we keep extending it, and in the virtual world, where online recruitment still continues?
Short-sighted, ma'am, ang problem solving on airstrikes alone. You cannot use a military solution alone. It's been traditional. It's been erratic. It was unproductive since the 1970s fighting the Abu Sayyaf War. Having studied the Abu Sayyaf for Oxford Center for Islamic Studies, alam ko na kailangan ng pondo for rehabilitation, for education. Education is very much a priority. Dapat hindi pa nagagawa. Can you imagine, ma'am, 2 billion na ginastos natin sa Marawi War? 2 billion could have been 1,000 school buildings or 1,000 libraries. For children to learn that democratization is valuable as a value. Hindi po ekstremismo. Importante po, hindi short-sighted ang solution, problem solving. It has to be long-sighted, kasama kami. Parte kami sa Pilipinas. Hindi po kami Bangsamoro Muslim alone. We're also Filipino with a nationality and a flag to be proud of. Hindi siya nangyayari ngayon. Some people feel excluded. They don't feel that they're Filipino. My elder grandfather said, Sarwa nga tao. They and I am I. We are not part of this nation. We have got to overcome borders. We have got to overcome, and that's why I'm siguro inspired to run. Importante din, ma'am, Marawi rehabilitation should respect United Nations guiding principles. On internal displacement, it recognizes the right of return. It recognizes the rights of internally displaced persons to craft their future. People-centered rehabilitation, not just for Marawi, but for Sulu, for Basilan, the ravages of war affected, Cotabato blasts, Holo blasts, at Tacloban din po with refugees from the climate change phenomenon. They also deserve to return back, design their home, brick by brick, nail by nail, from their own decision-making. Problema po, government is controlling, government is governing, hindi po collective, participative. We are always repeating the same mistakes of the past. We don't involve people, and they don't feel they're part of rehabilitation.